Imagine you're sitting comfortably at home, maybe sipping tea, when that all-too-familiar urge hits. Again, you've just been, but your bladder feels full. Nights are worse, with 2, 3, even 4 trips to the bathroom stealing precious sleep. You brush it off thinking, well, I'm getting older. This is just part of it. But what if it's not? What if everyday things you're doing right now, habits so normal you barely notice them, are quietly making your prostate swell, leading to those frustrating trips, that weak stream, the constant feeling of needing to go? Subscribe now, because if you're a man over 60, this information isn't just helpful. It could genuinely change the quality of your life. Prostate problems are exploding among older men, and shockingly, many don't realize how their daily routines are silently fueling the fire. If you've noticed frequent urination, trouble starting or stopping your stream, a sense of incomplete emptying, or those exhausting nighttime wake-up calls to pee, your prostate might be enlarging right under your nose. Here's the crucial truth doctors don't always emphasize enough. It's not always just about aging. Yes, age is a factor, but it's often what you're doing every single day that accelerates the problem or triggers inflammation. As someone who's spent years studying men's health, I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s live active, comfortable lives, free from constant urinary bother. How? By understanding and changing a few key habits. Sadly, I've also seen others suffer needlessly with catheters, medications, and sleepless nights because they ignored the early red flags, thinking it was inevitable. In this video, we'll pull back the curtain on 10 incredibly common, seemingly harmless, everyday habits that can slowly, silently enlarge your prostate. Habit number 1 especially is a silent killer most men overlook. This isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. It's about giving you the right tools and knowledge to take control of your health starting today. By the end, you'll understand why these habits hurt, and more importantly, exactly how to stop prostate growth naturally and safely. So please watch this all the way through. Your future comfort depends on it. And if you know a father, brother, uncle, or friend over 60 who struggles silently, share this with them. You might just hand them back their peace of mind. Let's count down the 10 habits that may be enlarging your prostate right now, without you even realizing it. Habit 10. Ignoring thirst and staying dehydrated. You might think cutting back on fluids, especially in the evening, is a smart move to avoid those nighttime bathroom runs. It seems logical, right? But this habit of ignoring your thirst and staying chronically dehydrated is quietly sabotaging your prostate health. Here's why it's so damaging. When you don't drink enough water, your urine becomes highly concentrated. Think of it like strong, undiluted vinegar instead of mild lemon water. This concentrated urine is incredibly irritating to the delicate lining of your bladder. Now remember, your prostate gland sits snugly just below the bladder, wrapped around the urethra. The tube urine flows through. When the bladder is irritated and inflamed from this constant chemical assault, that inflammation doesn't stay contained. It radiates downwards, directly impacting the prostate tissue itself. Studies, like one published in the World Journal of Urology, have shown a clear link between chronic dehydration and increased lower urinary tract symptoms, strongly associated with prostate enlargement, BPH. Chronic dehydration is a recipe for low-grade, persistent inflammation, and inflammation is like gasoline on the fire for prostate enlargement. Furthermore, many common medications seniors take, like diuretics for blood pressure or certain pain relievers, can dehydrate you even more. If you're not consciously replacing those lost fluids, the problem compounds. A dehydrated body also struggles to flush out toxins effectively. These toxins can build up, putting additional strain on your entire urinary system, including the prostate. Over months and years, this slow, steady irritation and inflammation can directly contribute to prostate cells multiplying, leading to enlargement and worsening all those urinary symptoms you were trying to avoid by not drinking in the first place. The fix is simple and powerful. Ditch the don't drink after 6 p.m. myth. Focus on consistent, moderate hydration throughout the day. Sip water steadily. Don't wait until you feel parched, thirst is already a sign of early dehydration. Aim for your urine to be a light, pale yellow color. That's your best indicator you're well hydrated. Staying properly hydrated keeps your urine diluted and non-irritating, calms your bladder, reduces pressure and inflammation on the prostate, and helps your body flush toxins efficiently. Don't avoid water out of fear of the bathroom. Use it as nature's soothing flush to support a healthier prostate for years to come. Your body needs water to function optimally. Your prostate is no exception. Habit 9. Sitting for long hours without movement. That comfortable armchair, the desk job, the hours spent watching TV or reading, they feel harmless, even deserved after a lifetime of work. But sitting for prolonged periods, especially without regular breaks, is putting constant, unhealthy pressure on your pelvic region, and your prostate is taking the hit. Here's the science behind the strain. When you sit for hours on end, your body weight presses down directly onto your pelvic floor. The intricate network of muscles, nerves, and tissues supporting your bladder, rectum, and prostate. This constant pressure significantly reduces healthy blood flow to this entire area. Imagine a gentle stream being partially dammed. The flow slows down. Your prostate, like all organs, needs a steady supply of oxygen and nutrient-rich blood to stay healthy and repair itself. Reduced circulation means less oxygen, fewer nutrients, and a slower removal of waste products and inflammatory markers. Over time, this environment of stagnation fosters inflammation within the prostate gland itself. Research, including studies cited by the National Institutes of Health, NIH, consistently links prolonged sedentary behavior with an increased risk of developing BPH and worsening lower urinary tract symptoms. It's not about avoiding rest, it's about breaking up the stillness. Sitting for hours also leads to weakening of the crucial pelvic floor muscles. These muscles act like a supportive hammock. When they weaken, they struggle to contract effectively to fully empty your bladder. This means urine gets left behind, post-void residual, which irritates the bladder lining and consequently, the prostate sitting right below it. It creates a vicious cycle. Sitting weakens muscles, leading to incomplete emptying, causing irritation and potentially more inflammation and prostate growth. Break the cycle with movement. The solution isn't marathon gym sessions. It's consistent, gentle interruption. Set a simple rule: stand up and move for at least 1 to 2 minutes every 30 minutes you sit. Walk to the kitchen for a glass of water. Do a few gentle stretches, even just reaching your arms overhead. Pace while on the phone, or simply march in place. This isn't about intensity, it's about frequency. This regular movement gets the blood pumping back into your pelvic area, relieves pressure, nourishes the prostate, and helps strengthen those pelvic floor muscles over time. Don't let a comfortable chair become an enemy of your comfort. A little movement sprinkled throughout your day is one of the most powerful yet simplest things you can do to keep your prostate calmer and healthier. Your prostate needs circulation. Give it the gift of motion. Habit 8. Drinking too much caffeine, coffee, tea, soda. That morning coffee ritual, the afternoon tea pick-me-up, maybe a cola with lunch. Caffeine is woven into the fabric of daily life for many. But if you're struggling with prostate symptoms, that daily caffeine habit could be a major hidden agitator. Here's how caffeine wages a silent war on your prostate and bladder. Caffeine is a potent diuretic. This means it actively signals your kidneys to produce more urine. The result? You produce more urine volume, and you produce it faster. This puts your bladder into overdrive, filling quicker and needing emptying more frequently. A nightmare if you already have urgency or frequency due to prostate issues. But caffeine's assault is two-pronged. It also acts as a direct irritant to the bladder lining, making it more sensitive and prone to spasms. Imagine pouring a mild irritant into an already sensitive container. Furthermore, caffeine stimulates the nervous system, causing the muscles around the bladder, the detrusor muscle, and the bladder neck, the outlet controlled partly by the prostate, to contract more readily and forcefully. This leads to that sudden, hard-to-ignore urge to go, even if your bladder isn't full, and can contribute to leakage. For a prostate that's already enlarged, caffeine's effects are particularly problematic. The tightening of the muscles at the bladder neck, right where the prostate squeezes the urethra, makes it even harder for urine to flow up smoothly. This can lead to straining a weaker stream and, crucially, incomplete bladder emptying. Leftover urine sitting in the bladder isn't just uncomfortable. It's a breeding ground for bacteria, increasing the risk of urinary tract infections, UTIs, that further inflame the bladder and prostate. Studies such as those reviewed in urology journals have consistently shown that reducing caffeine intake significantly improves urinary urgency, frequency, and nocturia, nighttime urination, in men with BPH. Finding balance is key. You don't necessarily need to become a caffeine monk. The key is moderation and timing. Limit yourself to one moderate-sized cup of regular coffee or tea in the morning. Avoid caffeine-heavy energy drinks entirely. Switch to decaffeinated options for your second cup or afternoon drinks. Herbal teas, like chamomile or peppermint, are excellent bladder-friendly alternatives. Pay close attention to hidden caffeine sources like dark chocolate, some pain relievers, and even decaf coffee, which has a little. Try eliminating caffeine completely for 2 to 3 weeks. Many men are shocked by how much their urinary symptoms improve. Fewer urgent dashes to the bathroom, less nighttime waking, and an overall calmer bladder. It's not about deprivation. It's about choosing comfort over that extra jolt. Your prostate will thank you for the peace. Habit 7. Eating spicy and processed foods daily. Flavor is life. A spicy curry, a zesty salsa, a comforting frozen dinner. These foods light up our taste buds. But if spicy dishes and heavily processed meals are daily staples, they could be silently fanning the flames of prostate inflammation. Let's break down why these culinary delights can be prostate offenders. Spicy foods containing capsaicin, found in chilies, piperine, black pepper, and other pungent compounds are known irritants. While they might not cause immediate pain in the prostate, they can trigger systemic inflammation and directly irritate the bladder and potentially the prostate through nerve pathways and excreted compounds in urine. Think of it like a low-grade, constant agitation. For a prostate already prone to inflammation like in BPH, this ongoing irritation can worsen swelling and symptoms. Research into diet and BPH suggests that diets high in irritants can exacerbate urinary symptoms. Processed foods, think packaged snacks, deli meats, canned soups, frozen pizzas, fast food burgers, are an even bigger culprit on multiple fronts. They are typically loaded with high sodium, salt. Excess salt causes your body to retain water. This increases overall blood volume and puts extra pressure on your blood vessels, and crucially, your kidneys and bladder. A fuller bladder presses more insistently on an already enlarged prostate, worsening the feeling of needing to urinate frequently and urgently. Unhealthy fats, saturated and trans fats. These fats promote systemic inflammation throughout the body, including within the prostate gland. Chronic inflammation is a key driver of prostate cell growth in BPH. Studies, including large cohort studies like the Health Professionals Follow-Up Study, have linked diets high in saturated and animal fats with an increased risk of BPH progression. Refined sugars and carbohydrates. These cause blood sugar spikes and crashes, promote weight gain, a major risk factor we'll discuss later, and also contribute to inflammation. Artificial additives and preservatives. These chemicals are foreign to the body and can trigger inflammatory responses or disrupt delicate hormone balances in some individuals. Processed foods also often lack the fiber, antioxidants, and essential nutrients found in whole foods that actively fight inflammation and support prostate health, like lycopene in tomatoes, antioxidants in berries, healthy fats in fish. A diet consistently high in processed meats, bacon, sausage, hot dogs, has been particularly linked in several studies to a higher risk of aggressive prostate issues. Shifting to a prostate-friendly plate. This isn't about never enjoying spice or convenience again. It's about making whole, unprocessed foods the foundation of your diet. Focus on colorful fruits and vegetables. Aim for a rainbow. berries, leafy greens, tomatoes, carrots, broccoli. These are packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. Healthy fats include sources like fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, rich in omega-3s, avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil. Lean proteins. Opt for fish, skinless poultry, beans, lentils, and tofu over red and processed meats most days. Whole grains. Choose brown rice, quinoa, oats, and whole wheat bread over refined white versions. Moderate spice. Enjoy spicy foods occasionally, not daily. Listen to your body. If you notice worsening urinary symptoms after a spicy meal, it's a sign to cut back significantly. Cooking more meals from scratch gives you control over ingredients. Your taste buds will adapt, and you might be amazed at how much better your body and your prostate feels when you fuel it with natural, anti-inflammatory foods. It's an investment in long-term comfort and health. Habit 6. Holding your urine for too long. Life gets busy. You're in the middle of a task, driving, watching a movie, or simply not near a bathroom. Holding your pee seems like a minor inconvenience, but making a habit of regularly delaying urination when you feel the urge is like applying slow, constant pressure to a bruise on your prostate. The damage accumulates silently. When you resist the natural signal to urinate, your bladder muscle, the detrusor, has to contract forcefully to hold back the increasing volume of urine. Over time, this causes the bladder muscle to become overstretched and weakened. A weakened bladder muscle struggles to contract powerfully enough to empty completely later on. But the problem extends beyond the bladder. As your bladder fills and stretches, it physically expands downwards, pressing directly onto the prostate gland situated just beneath it. This constant, unnatural pressure irritates the prostate tissue. Imagine someone leaning heavily on your shoulder for hours. It would get sore and inflamed. That's essentially what's happening to your prostate. Furthermore, regularly holding urine significantly increases the risk of incomplete bladder emptying. When you finally do go, the bladder muscle might not contract fully or effectively, leaving a pool of stagnant urine behind. This leftover urine is a perfect breeding ground for bacteria, dramatically increasing the likelihood of developing a urinary tract infection, UTI. A UTI causes inflammation in the bladder, and this inflammation readily spreads to the adjacent prostate gland, prostatitis, causing swelling, pain, and worsening of all urinary symptoms. Chronic or repeated prostatitis is a known contributor to prostate enlargement, BPH. For seniors whose bladder muscles may already be naturally weaker, this habit is especially damaging and can accelerate urinary decline. Listen to your body's signals. Protecting your prostate means respecting the urge. Make it a priority to use the bathroom soon after you first feel the need to go. Don't routinely delay it for minor conveniences. Planning helps. If you know you'll be in a situation with limited bathroom access, a long car ride, a meeting, consciously moderate your fluid intake beforehand without dehydrating yourself, and take opportunities to go when they arise. Strengthening your pelvic floor muscles through targeted exercises, Kegels, can also improve bladder control and emptying efficiency, making you less susceptible to the urge and the consequences of occasionally needing to hold it. Remember, your bladder and prostate are intimately connected partners in urinary health. Stressing one inevitably stresses the other. Don't ignore nature's call. Answering it promptly is a simple yet profound act of prostate care. Habit 5. Smoking or inhaling secondhand smoke. If you smoke or spend significant time around those who do, this is arguably one of the most toxic habits for your prostate. The damage smoking inflicts is systemic, pervasive, and directly targets prostate health through multiple destructive pathways. Cigarette smoke is a cocktail of thousands of chemicals, many of which are potent carcinogens and inflammatory agents. These toxins enter your bloodstream and travel everywhere, including your prostate. One major effect is severe damage to blood vessels. Smoking causes vasoconstriction, narrowing of blood vessels, and damages the delicate endothelial lining, drastically reducing healthy blood flow throughout the body. Your prostate, like any organ, relies on good circulation for oxygen, nutrients, and waste removal. Poor blood flow starves the prostate, impairs its function, and hinders its ability to repair damage, creating an environment ripe for inflammation and abnormal cell growth. Smoking also dramatically increases oxidative stress. This is an imbalance between harmful free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells, and antioxidants, which neutralize them. The chemicals in smoke generate a flood of free radicals, overwhelming your body's natural defenses. This oxidative stress directly damages prostate cell DNA and other cellular structures, fueling chronic inflammation. A core driver of prostate enlargement, BPH, and a known risk factor for prostate cancer progression. Studies, including large meta-analyses, consistently show that smokers have a significantly higher risk of developing BPH, experiencing more severe symptoms, and having a higher risk of prostate cancer compared to non-smokers. Furthermore, smoking depletes essential antioxidant vitamins, like vitamin C and E, that your body desperately needs to combat this damage. It also disrupts hormonal balance, potentially affecting testosterone metabolism in ways that influence prostate growth. Crucially, the damage isn't limited to active smokers. Regular exposure to secondhand smoke means inhaling many of the same toxins, leading to similar, though perhaps less intense, detrimental effects on circulation, oxidative stress, and inflammation in the prostate. The longer the duration and intensity of exposure, active or passive, the greater the cumulative damage to prostate health. Quitting is the single best move. If you smoke, stopping is the most impactful step you can take for your overall health, and your prostate will benefit immensely. It's never too late. Talk to your doctor. There are more effective support tools than ever before. Prescription medications like varenicline or bupropion, nicotine replacement therapy, patches, gum, lozenges, counseling and support groups. The benefits begin almost immediately. Within weeks, circulation improves, inflammation starts to subside, and your body's natural healing and detoxification processes kick into higher gear. If you don't smoke, be vigilant about avoiding secondhand smoke. Politely ask smokers to do so outside and away from you, and avoid smoky environments. Removing this toxic burden allows your prostate a far greater chance to remain healthy and symptom-free. Protecting yourself from smoke is protecting your prostate's future. Habit 4. Skipping regular health screenings. It's probably nothing. I feel fine. I'll go if it gets worse. These are common reasons men, especially seniors, avoid regular checkups, particularly those involving the prostate. But prostate enlargement, BPH, and even early-stage prostate cancer often develop silently, without noticeable symptoms until significant growth or problems occur. Skipping screenings is like flying blind with your health. Routine health screenings, including those focused on prostate health, are designed for early detection. A simple blood test, PSA, prostate-specific antigen, and a physical exam, DRE, digital rectal exam, while not perfect, can provide crucial early warnings. An elevated PSA level might signal inflammation, prostatitis, enlargement, BPH, or potentially cancer. Changes felt during a DRE can also indicate abnormalities. Catching prostate issues early is paramount. When BPH is detected early, lifestyle changes, like the ones in this video, are far more likely to be effective in managing symptoms and potentially slowing progression. You have more options, and they are often less invasive. Waiting until symptoms are severe, like acute urinary retention, inability to pee, recurrent infections, or significant pain, often means the problem is advanced. Treatment options then may be limited to stronger medications with more side effects or surgery. Early detection of prostate cancer dramatically improves treatment success rates and options. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, following the large European randomized study of screening for prostate cancer, showed that routine PSA screening significantly reduced prostate cancer mortality. Skipping screenings means missing this critical early window. Many men feel uncomfortable or embarrassed discussing urinary issues or undergoing a prostate exam. This is understandable, but doctors are professionals. They discuss these things daily. Being upfront about any changes, even small ones like slightly more frequent urination or a slightly weaker stream, provides valuable clues. Your doctor can determine if it's likely BPH, an infection, or something else needing attention. Regular checkups, at least annually for men over 50 to 55, or as your doctor recommends based on risk factors, are not just about finding disease. They provide a baseline. Knowing your normal PSA level helps your doctor spot significant changes faster in the future. Make screening a non-negotiable habit. Schedule your annual physical and proactively discuss prostate health with your doctor. Understand your PSA trends and DRE findings. Ask about your individual risk factors and the best screening schedule for you. Don't wait for a crisis. Think of screenings as essential maintenance for your body, just like changing the oil in your car. Early knowledge is power. It empowers you to take proactive, often simpler and more natural steps to protect your prostate health and maintain your quality of life. Prevention and early action are always better than reaction and damage control. App integration, natural seg. Speaking of tracking and early awareness, managing prostate health often involves noticing subtle patterns: how much you drink, how often you go, how you feel. This is where tools can make a real difference. Many proactive seniors have started using the Senior Health Tracker app. It's a simple, smart mobile tool designed specifically for men over 60 to help monitor daily symptoms, track fluid intake, log bathroom habits, frequency, urgency, nighttime trips, and even set reminders for medications or upcoming doctor appointments. Why does this matter so much? Because your doctor can only help you effectively when they have clear, consistent data. Right now, patterns are key. Did cutting caffeine reduce your nighttime trips by 1? Did drinking more water actually improve things or make urgency worse? Is a new symptom appearing? Trying to remember these details weeks later at your appointment is hard. The Senior Health Tracker lets you log it easily in the moment, creating a clear picture over time. This empowers both you and your doctor to make better informed decisions about your prostate health. The demand for easy-to-use, senior-focused health tracking is higher than ever, but very few apps are designed with the specific needs of older men in mind. That's the gap this app fills. It's private, easy to use, and puts you in control of your health information. It's free to try and could be your daily companion in taking charge of your prostate health naturally. You'll find the direct link to learn more and download it in the video description below. Don't miss out on a tool built specifically to support men like you in understanding and managing their health journey. Habit 3. Eating too much red meat, especially processed. A juicy steak, a bacon sandwich, grilled sausages. Red meat is often a centerpiece of the traditional diet, especially for older generations. But making red meat, and particularly processed red meats like bacon, ham, salami, hot dogs, sausages, a daily or near-daily habit is silently loading your system with factors that promote prostate inflammation and enlargement. The connection is well documented in nutritional research. Diets high in red and processed meats are consistently associated with higher levels of systemic inflammation throughout the body. This inflammation doesn't spare the prostate. Compounds formed when red meat is cooked at high temperatures, like heterocyclic amines or HCAs, and the preservatives used in processed meats, nitrates/nitrites, are known inflammatory agents and potential carcinogens. Furthermore, red meat, especially fattier cuts and processed varieties, is high in saturated fats. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that high intake of animal fat, particularly from red meat, was associated with an increased risk of developing symptomatic BPH requiring treatment. Saturated fats contribute to inflammation and may also influence hormone metabolism. Some research suggests they might increase levels of certain hormones or growth factors, like insulin-like growth factor 1 or IGF-1, that can stimulate prostate cell growth. Processed meats add another layer of risk with their high sodium content, contributing to water retention and bladder pressure, and potential chemical additives. As we age, our digestion naturally slows down. Red meat is harder to digest than many other protein sources, potentially leading to sluggish digestion, bloating, and increased pressure in the abdominal cavity, which can indirectly impact the pelvic region. This habit also often crowds out healthier, prostate-protective foods like fish, vegetables, fruits, and legumes. Rethink your protein plate. You don't need to eliminate red meat entirely, but significant reduction is key for prostate health. Aim for no more than 1 or 2 small, palm-sized servings of lean red meat, like sirloin or tenderloin per week. Avoid processed meats as much as possible. Reserve them for rare occasions, not daily breakfasts or lunches. Embrace powerful alternatives. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, and trout are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, renowned for their potent anti-inflammatory effects. Aim for 2 to 3 servings per week. Poultry, skinless chicken and turkey breast are excellent lean protein sources. Plant-based proteins, beans, kidney, black pinto, lentils, chickpeas, and tofu are packed with fiber, great for digestion and hormones, and phytonutrients that combat inflammation. Try lentil soups, bean chili, or tofu stir-fries. Nuts and seeds. Almonds, walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds offer protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Filling your plate with colorful vegetables and whole grains alongside these healthier proteins creates a naturally anti-inflammatory, prostate-supportive diet. Notice how you feel. Many men report reduced bloating, more energy, and improved urinary comfort after shifting away from heavy red meat consumption. It's a flavorful shift towards long-term wellness. Habit 2. Carrying too much belly fat. That spare tire around your middle isn't just a cosmetic concern after 60. It's an active metabolic organ pumping out hormones and inflammatory chemicals that directly threaten your prostate health. Excess belly fat, visceral fat, is a major modifiable risk factor for prostate enlargement and worsening symptoms. Visceral fat isn't inert storage. It's biologically active. It produces inflammatory molecules called cytokines, like TNF-alpha, IL-6, that circulate throughout your bloodstream. This creates a state of chronic, low-grade systemic inflammation. Guess where these inflammatory markers end up? They infiltrate tissues like the prostate gland, promoting inflammation within its cells. This inflammation is a direct driver of prostate cell proliferation, the hallmark of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. Research, including analyses from the Harvard Men's Health Watch, consistently shows that men with larger waist circumferences have a significantly higher risk of developing BPH and experiencing more severe urinary symptoms, including frequent nighttime urination, nocturia, and a greater likelihood of requiring medical or surgical intervention. Belly fat also wreaks havoc on your hormonal balance. It promotes the conversion of testosterone into estrogen. While estrogen is vital, an imbalance favoring estrogen relative to testosterone in men has been implicated in prostate growth. Excess fat also contributes to insulin resistance, where your body struggles to use insulin effectively. This can lead to higher insulin levels, which may also act as a growth factor for prostate tissue. Furthermore, physical pressure matters. Abdominal fat literally weighs down on your pelvic region, pressing on your bladder and crowding the space where your prostate sits. This added pressure exacerbates urinary urgency, frequency, and difficulty emptying the bladder completely. Tackling the belly fat for prostate relief. The goal isn't crash dieting, but sustainable fat loss, particularly from the abdominal area. Here's how. Move more. Consistent, moderate exercise is crucial. Brisk walking for 30 to 45 minutes most days is incredibly effective. Swimming, cycling, or light resistance training are also excellent. Movement burns calories and directly reduces inflammation. Refine your diet. Focus on whole foods, vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, whole grains, healthy fats, and strictly limit processed foods, sugary drinks, and refined carbs, white bread, pasta, pastries. These dietary changes reduce inflammation and promote fat burning. Portion control. Be mindful of portion sizes. Using smaller plates can help. Reduce stress. See Habit 1. Chronic stress increases cortisol, which promotes belly fat storage. Aim for a waist circumference below 40 inches, 102 centimeters. Measure around your belly button, not where your pants sit. Even losing 5 to 10% of your body weight can lead to a noticeable reduction in prostate-related urinary symptoms and inflammation. Shedding belly fat isn't just about looking better. It's one of the most effective anti-inflammatory, prostate protective strategies you can undertake. The relief you feel in your bladder and prostate can be profound. Habit 1. Not managing chronic stress. The number one danger. We've saved the most pervasive and often most overlooked habit for last, letting chronic stress run rampant. In our fast-paced world, stress feels inevitable, especially for seniors navigating health concerns, financial security, or loss. But unmanaged chronic stress isn't just in your head. It's a potent physiological disruptor that directly fuels prostate inflammation and enlargement, making it the most dangerous habit on this list. When you're under constant stress, whether from worry, anxiety, loneliness, or overwhelming responsibilities, your body remains in a prolonged fight or flight state. This triggers the continuous release of stress hormones, primarily cortisol. While cortisol is essential for acute stress, chronically elevated levels are devastating. Cortisol directly suppresses your immune system. A weakened immune system is less able to fight off low-grade infections or regulate inflammation effectively. This allows inflammation, including inflammation in the prostate gland, to flourish unchecked. Chronic inflammation is the engine driving prostate cell growth in BPH. Stress also causes profound physical tension. It triggers the subconscious clenching of muscles throughout your body, including the pelvic floor muscles. These tense muscles can restrict blood flow to the pelvic region, including the prostate, creating a starved, oxygen-deprived environment that fosters inflammation and impairs healing. Tense pelvic floor muscles also contribute to urinary urgency, frequency, and pain, symptoms that mimic and worsen those caused by an enlarged prostate itself. Furthermore, chronic stress disrupts sleep patterns. Poor sleep further elevates cortisol and inflammatory markers, creating a vicious cycle. Stress greater than poor sleep, greater than more inflammation, greater than worse prostate symptoms, greater than more stress. Studies are increasingly confirming the gut-prostate axis and the mind-body connection in prostate health. Research published in journals like Psychoneuroendocrinology has shown clear links between psychological stress, elevated inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, CRP, and the development or worsening of BPH symptoms. Men under high chronic stress often report significantly more severe urinary problems. Taking control of your stress response. Managing stress isn't a luxury. It's essential medicine for your prostate. The goal isn't to eliminate stress, impossible, but to change your reaction to it and build resilience. Deep breathing. The simplest, most immediate tool. When stressed, take 5 slow, deep belly breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose. Count of 4. Hold briefly. Count of 2. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Count of 6. This instantly activates your relaxation response. Regular relaxation practices. Incorporate mindfulness, meditation, gentle yoga, or progressive muscle relaxation into your daily routine. Even 10 to 15 minutes daily makes a difference. Physical activity. Exercise is a powerful stress buster and inflammation reducer. See Habit 9 and 2. Prioritize sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Create a relaxing bedtime routine. Social connection. Nurture relationships. Talk to friends, family, or join groups. Loneliness is a major stressor. Engage in joy. Make time for hobbies, laughter, nature, music, whatever brings you genuine pleasure and distraction from worries. Seek help. Don't hesitate to talk to a therapist or counselor if stress feels overwhelming. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is particularly effective. Managing chronic stress is the cornerstone habit. By calming your nervous system, you directly reduce the inflammatory fire threatening your prostate, improve pelvic muscle function, enhance sleep, and boost your overall resilience. It's the single most powerful, natural step you can take to create an internal environment where your prostate can heal and thrive. Make stress management non-negotiable. Your path forward starts now. So there you have it. The 10 everyday habits that can silently, steadily enlarge your prostate, often without raising alarms until symptoms become disruptive. From ignoring thirst and sitting too long, to relying on caffeine, indulging in processed foods, holding your urine, smoking, skipping checkups, overdoing red meat, carrying belly fat, and letting stress rule your life. Each habit chips away at your prostate health. Habit number 1: chronic unmanaged stress is the silent orchestrator of much of this damage. But knowledge is power. Understanding how these habits hurt gives you the key to change. The most encouraging part: you have immense control. These aren't irreversible genetic factors, they are daily choices. And changing them doesn't require radical, overnight overhauls that never last. It's about sustainable shifts, one habit at a time. What can you do today? Pick one habit. Look back at the list. Which one resonates most? Which feels most achievable to change right now? Maybe it's committing to drinking more water throughout the day. Perhaps it's setting a timer to stand up and move every 30 minutes. Or deciding to swap that second cup of coffee for decaf or herbal tea. Choose just one to focus on this week. Use the Senior Health Tracker. If you want real insight, download the app, link below. Start logging your fluid intake, bathroom trips, and symptoms. It provides objective data to see what's working. Knowledge is motivating. Schedule that checkup. If it's been over a year, call your doctor today and schedule your annual physical. Mention any urinary changes, no matter how small, and discuss prostate health screening, PSA/DRE, based on your age and risk factors. Address stress. Commit to 5 minutes of deep breathing today. Find a short guided meditation on YouTube. Take a short walk in nature. Small steps build the stress management habit. Share this video. You're not alone in this. Millions of men face the same challenges. Share this video with your brothers, friends, father, uncles, neighbors, any man over 60 who deserves to know how his daily choices impact his comfort and health. You could dramatically improve their quality of life. Subscribe to our channel because we're dedicated to bringing you actionable, natural health strategies for men over 60. In upcoming videos, we'll dive deeper into specific prostate-friendly foods, proven exercises for pelvic health, natural supplements backed by science, and more success stories from men who've taken control. You don't want to miss this vital information. Hit subscribe and the notification bell so you're always informed. If you're over 60, the time for passive hope is over. The time for empowered action is now. These changes aren't just about reducing bathroom trips. They're about reclaiming your sleep, your comfort, your confidence, and your vitality. Your body has an incredible capacity to heal and find balance when you give it the right support. Don't wait for symptoms to become unbearable. Start with one small change today. Your prostate and your future self will thank you profoundly. You have the tools. You have the knowledge. Take the first step towards a more comfortable, healthier life right now. New chat.